Speaker, this whole debate actually came down when we were like government and such decision clash. It's about like the whole reputation of the industry versus the quality of the medical industry itself, Mr. Speaker. Firstly, we would like to question them. Firstly, we did not actually mention in one of our speeches that we would compromise the whole the service offered by the medical industry to actually give with reputation. What we are actually pushing for, I said in my first speaker itself, is actually we're just giving an additional reputation boost on top of the quality that's already been offered. And we do not see what's the big harm that the opposition has already put forth, rather than infringement of their right itself. Other than that, we do not see a really clear harm with our case itself. And I will actually clarify this whole rights issue in my speech now. I have actually three main contentions with the whole issue today with the debate. Firstly is on how the reputation of the industry will fall. Secondly is whether the quality of the medical service will be there. And thirdly is on the rights of these healthcare individuals, Mr. Speaker. Okay, firstly, onto the reputation of the industry itself. Firstly, they came up and say about the reputation of the whole medical industry, since Britain is very widely owned by the government, the medical industry itself. So the reputation does not matter. The quality of the service itself matters. Well, Mr. Speaker, I've already mentioned that in my second speech that we must ensure that the reputation of the medical industry is there, because the government is owning this medical industry, and if they don't actually portray a very good impression to the people, do not portray a very good reputation to the people would then actually start to actually question the government itself. And they also failed to realize that the whole medical industry itself is not on doctors and nutritionists itself, Mr. Speaker. Now, secondly, they also mentioned that role models are not needed because there's a very large proportion of people who are not obese and etc. Mr. Speaker. Firstly, we see that even though there is a very large proportion, they are of a minority. But we believe that this minority should not be allowed to remain obese itself. We believe that they should not hinder the whole reputation of the medical industry. We don't believe that this small portion of people should actually put a black mark on the medical industry itself. Moreover, we see that 66% of the people in the UK is obese. And we believe that the role models itself, even though it's a small minority that we are attacking, we believe that their contribution would be of a very significant impact, Mr. Speaker, because they can say that I've gone through this stage, I am now understanding what you're going through. Now on to my second issue here is about whether the quality of the medical services offered will be compromised. They say that the whole idea of the medical service will not be compromised because their ability to care for the patients would still be there. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, we say that it will affect the service being offered because why? The level of trust between the patient and the person offering the care would be diminished, because if the patient is having heart problem and the doctor is having heart problem, how would the patient actually trust that doctor is giving the optimal care itself? That's what my third speaker has already mentioned. Moreover, doctors also must practice what they preach itself. They encourage people to have healthy lifestyle. They too must also set an example in leading a healthy lifestyle. That is why then the patients can actually believe them. And on to my third issue here is on the rights of these doctors, healthcare medicals itself. They say that they choose to actually leave this, they have the right to choose because they have added stress and etc. and the government has not the right to actually infringe. But we see that the government has given them in the form of insurance etc. to help them cover a certain aspect of their social life. And we believe that this kind of coverage, the government has the right to actually impose a certain level of infringement of their rights itself, because the government is going to pay for them if they're going to fall ill or if they're going to get injuries itself, Mr. Speaker. Moreover, we say that they are being employed under the healthcare industries. They must conform to the certain requirements needed in the healthcare industries itself, Mr. Speaker. And that is why we believe that the whole case of the opposition has not actually tackled on our point on the fact that how does the reputation boost actually affect the quality of the medical service when we did not clearly say that, therefore go with the government.